Welcome back to the Barca Breakdown. Today, we're going to be talking about some transfer rumors, but to start off, my name is Yusuf, and I'm here with my co-host, Adam. Adam?
Hey, guys, please like, subscribe, comment, let us know your thoughts about this video, who's going where, and like always, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at BarcaBreakdown. We'd love to chat with you guys. Yus, we got some spicy stuff going on here because, as everyone's been talking about, La Liga is telling us we can't sign Messi unless we make dramatic changes to our team and our wage bill, right?
Well, I mean, it's ridiculous how much Messi is even agreeing to reduce his contract. And
50%.
50%, and they still need to get rid of some players to cover the differences that they're trying to say that Barca need to fall within, right? There's a lot of players that we have on the list here. We've discussed them in previous podcasts, players like Umtiti, Pjanic, Firpo, and we had mentioned Trincao, I believe. But anyway, to start us off, just to make this first one easy, and this is already pretty much done, is Firpo is going to Leeds for 15 million euros. So that's nice. He wasn't playing too much, although I'm sad because there was a time where we were using him more to replace, oh my gosh, Jordi Alba, my brain.
But he was bad, dude. Don't sugarcoat it. Firpo was always. He had, I think in his first game, he had an own goal or just like a red card or a tremendous defensive mistake.
Yes,
I tried to block that memory out of my mind. But
he slipped backwards or something.
He can, listen, he'll go to Leeds. I'm excited. I don't necessarily hate on Barca players after they leave Barca because I appreciate hey, they were on the team, it just didn't work out. And so I'm excited to see him in the Premier League, and I hope he does really well. I mean, I think it gets a little more spicy with this whole, the issues going on with the wage bill and the transfer rumors because Mattheus Fernandes, right? We literally just ripped up his contract. He came from Palmeiras last year for 7 million euros. And we basically, apparently, I don't know if this is true, but apparently the club emailed him and told him that he was not good enough to play for the team essentially. Wow. And that he was subpar on all the assessments that the team made. And they just ripped it up, which of course none of us care about because I don't even know if he made more than 1 or 2 appearances this season. What's more juicy is that we might do the same to Umtiti. And, we have this huge, just dirty egg in our team right now, unfortunately, which,
you were
is
pro
Umtiti's wage
staying.
bill.
We had this conversation.
It's Umtiti's wage bill.
Oh, my God.
Okay, here's the thing. I didn't realize the financial ruin the team is in. Okay. Umtiti's wage bill is just a big bad thing for our team to have. We need to get rid of wages, and Umtiti's on, some decently high wages, and so the team is looking into unilaterally ending his contract. Unfortunately, with Fernandes and Umtiti, if they did this little move, which doesn't happen often, right, which is why I think a lot of us are kind of surprised to hear it, is that there's a good cause to sue the team, because if you can prove, and from what I know, if you can prove that they could have, transferred you or loaned you for free, and that any other team in the world is basically interested, then it doesn't make sense for you to be able to terminate the contract because it's a signed agreement. Yeah. And so I'm interested to see in how that plays out. I mean, if we look at some other players, Trincao, he's going to Wolves on loan, which I think is a wonderful move for Trincao. I remember, Deulofeu, when I used to watch Wolves, did really well over there, and I think Trincao also could do well. He just didn't have a lot. Yeah, I know. Trincao just didn't have a lot of good time with Barca. He didn't seem to fit in with the team we have, and so, I'm sad, but what do you think about Trincao going to Wolves?
I think it's a good move for him, get him more experience, and maybe if he, performs really well and shows that he's developed, he could always come back. And,
it's just a loan.
Yeah, exactly. It's just really tough right now. We're really in the zone of just trying to get everything we can together so that Messi can stay, which is the hard part, right? We have to sacrifice a lot to make that happen, and Messi is worth a lot. But, there's in this whole mix of transfers, there's players
it's all just players who hardly ever play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're not talking even about
some big names.
Lenglet, there's rumors we might sell him, nothing there, right? Mingueza, Araujo, Elish,
can't sell
none of these players who
we can't do that. Dude.
I know, but what I'm saying is none of these players who had any really good performances this season and were counted on for months at a time. None of them are on the chopping block, right? We look down the list at who else is leaving. Alenia, right, who was on loan to Real Betis, is now being sold to Getafe for almost $5 million. Alenia is a player I liked a lot and who I wanted to see thrive at some point in his Barca. Yeah. I did love Alenia, but unfortunately, you didn't like him, and he just didn't seem to ever fit into our team. Braithwaite, he might be going to Valencia. That's what some of the rumors say. I mean, and then I think Pjanic as well is probably the other big rumor player because he is, a decent-sized wage bill, and he's over 30 now, so he's, a few years, I think, so he's not that young. There's rumors he might go back to Juve, which is crazy because, remember, we swapped Pjanic for Arthur, and then now we're just going to swap him back, but basically let him leave for free. And so, if you look at it, what you're really seeing, we come back to talking about how Bartomeu was a total scoundrel and a scammer of our club, but you just look at all these names we're talking about, and almost all of them are just classic Bartomeu transferring for players who we didn't have a plan for, and then just paying them way too much money, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. At the end of the day, it sucks that these players kind of got dragged into this, and I'm sure they saw a decent offer from Bartomeu because he seemed to just throw away money, and this is why we're in this.
Throw money, dude. We could have, think about this. We probably could have gotten a few million and, to kick a ball out there. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. But, at the end of the day, let's be honest. Pjanic didn't fit in. That's just bad. Alenia, he didn't fit in, but he showed some promise. There's ups and downs to all these transfers, but at the end of the day, what I really want to say is 15 million euros for Firpo, 5 million euros for Alenia. Umtiti I'm not going to mention because I don't know how much that's going to be in, but a lot of this is not even that much money. It's just deloading all these players, and so we can have some manageable cap and player space too. But go ahead.
From what I understand, there's two separate issues, and it's kind of what you're harping on, which is there's one issue that the club is in debt, which is a huge issue, right? They're both massive issues. Yeah. One issue is that the club's in debt. The other issue is that we can only have an X amount of wages per week to be eligible for La Liga without sanctions.
Jesus.
And so those are kind of related but kind of separate, which is why you're right. Hey, we're not getting any money for these players, but at the same time, one, no one's going to pay for Firpo, right? $100 million and crap like that. Yeah. On the other hand, the good thing is we are offloading wages, right? And then I think as you kind of look, as you mentioned at the beginning of this video, the whole goal is to get Messi to be on the team and not have any issues from La Liga. I mean, there is a big storm brewing, which is that some people say even with Messi's 50% reduced salary, the team still won't be able to play Messi and Griezmann on the same team next season, which is really crazy. And, Piqué took a wage cut. It looks like Busquets is taking a wage cut. Busquets, interestingly enough, had a lot of suitors in MLS, especially after this great Euro performance he just had. He's, however, going to stay with the team 100% next season, and then I wouldn't be surprised to see him move over to MLS. One question I have for you, Yus. There was a lot of chat last season at the beginning when Koeman first came about how Ricky Puig should go on loan, how Koeman basically hated him, and then we saw the season play out. Puig was some sort of hero to some fans because he stayed, and then he just didn't play at all. So now that we know Koeman's coming back, what do you think Ricky Puig should do? Should he stay or should he go?
In perspective of what's best for him, or in perspective of for what's best for him. If Koeman, and I don't think Koeman will be here after next season, if he can hold out for next season and Koeman goes away and we get a new coach, I think he'll be better off staying. And I think he'll learn a lot being around a lot of these Barca players, especially Messi, of course. We have some good midfielders, young midfielders. Frankie de Jong is wonderful. Busquets has a lot to teach. I think he would still greatly benefit from the company he'll be around and the environment he'll be around, as long as, and that's the big thing. He already has a great mindset about not playing. And I think that's going to only help him down the road if he's able to bear not playing too much this next season. Or Koeman.
No way,
what do you mean?
This is a bad take.
It's not a bad take.
I don't think so at all. He just spent a whole year on the bench, and what did he get? It's not like he, as much as you're right, he just spent a whole year around all these great players and learned a lot, I'm sure. 2 years of it with minimal play time is just not going to work. I think if you're a young player, you need to be putting in the minutes in professional games against professional competition consistently to see the improvements that he needs to see.
I agree with you.
Even in some of the games where he came on, he left some to be desired. So I think
I
don't know.
think,
I mean, there is some narratives here that like Koeman loves Pooch, or no, sorry, Laporta loves Pooch, and he's gonna try and have Laporta, put his word in that Pooch needs to start more. I think Ricky's got to go because Koeman's not going to play him.
Here's the thing, and I think Ricky Pooch is someone who wants to be at Barcelona. But if he leaves, is it going to be easy for him to come back? Right, and we're already dealing with all these financial issues.
Good point.
It's a
good point. I mean, Barca are historically not great at loaning players and having them come back. Right, like in the last 4 or 5 years, like I can't even think of a player who did it successfully.
And mind you, I'm talking in perspective of him. I'm not. That's not my. If I was him, I would probably leave, to be honest. But I want to play. I'm that kind of person.
Hey guys, let us know in the comments what you think about Ricky Pooch, what he should do, if we're at all going to be able to start Messi and Griezmann next season. We're going to be watching out. We got some more updates coming throughout this summer to try and figure out how the team's going to come together, what we're going to see. We didn't even talk about Depay, who apparently is taking like a 30% wage cut from what Barca first offered him. So there's a lot of stuff coming up. We're going to be giving you all the news we can, so please hit that like button, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We will see you guys later.
Peace, guys.